I know, I know, I know, I know. Don't say muted. I swear, if anyone says muted, you're banned. No exceptions. Katie, is it just you? Damn it. The loophole. Hi. KK, thank you for the tier 1. I appreciate you. And Tom, thanks for the 20 months. Vinny, don't let us down. He hasn't let us down in a minute. When's the wall comp tier list? I was higher on Vinny than most. Also, it was a different kind of wall, which I like. It was a good kind of wall. They got a phone for music. I don't understand what that means. There's no fucking way they gave him a phone for music. So what's the phone situation? Malfna, thank you for the 17 months. They got an iPhone to do what with? Why? The iPod Shuffle broke. Oh, it's an iPod Touch with just music for the HOH. Oh. Well, that doesn't really matter. The wall comp winners tier list. We can do this later, I guess. I'll pull that up for later. But I will say, Vince looked fucking solid the whole time. I mean, it never really looked like a doubt for Vince. Yeah. Tucker looked super shaky. Jared looked super shaky. Taylor looked pretty good, but, ended up making a deal. How do we have 5 weeks left with 11 people? Well, don't people have the theory of it's like a 2-hour episode at some point in September that people think is a triple? Isn't that the theory?
September 11th. Oh, wait, you didn't see the tweet. Jimmy goes September 9/11.
You told me this.
Did I? 9/11,
yeah.
Double eviction.
That is funny.
And he's like, oh, wait, I worded that wrong.
Catherine did a great job. Yeah, look, I mean, Catherine looked a lot like Blue on there, where she looks super solid till she's not. GPE side, thanks for the 21 months. Is this another resub day? Subs are looking kind of rough. We've had a couple good streams in a row, though. I'll turn on the Factor thing, because we are still sponsored by Factor. This isn't a sponsored stream, but if you want to check it out, please do. We'll be doing another sponsored stream in a few days. This will go away in a second, don't worry. Lauren's save was so cool. It was funny. Lauren's dead hang was badass, but also we all knew in that moment she was not going to win the wall. What's up, Molly? Can everyone give a hello to Molly, who has finished her first week of middle school?
Wait, she remembered her password?
Or I guess her second week at this point, really. But her first full week of middle school. She remembered her password? No, she's on my mom's account. How's Boston? It's been awesome. I literally am in love with the city. I did not expect to like it that much, but I do. Really, really like it. But without the cold weather, it's hard to get an actual, real read on the city, because I know I'm in, Disney World Boston right now. And once we get to real Boston, we'll see. I have my law schedule. That looks ass. I'm waking up early every day, but Sam won the wall comp in BB20? Excuse me? Sorry, I got distracted. I'm just looking at this tier list. Sam? She won the wall? BB20?
What?
That's
Sam?
crazy. What kind of wall was that? She beat Tyler, Angela, Brett, Casey.
Sam.
I feel like I would bet a lot of money on Casey. Tyler threw it to her. Even still, beating everyone else?
Let me see how their wall was. Hold on.
How long are you at days for law school? All day? Fridays, I'm out by noon. And then most other days is 4 to 5. Some days I end at 5:30. Those are kind of rough. But basically, Monday and Wednesday are pretty chill. Tuesday is pretty hectic, but I start late. Thursday is hell, and Friday's chill. 4 8 a.m.'s good luck. It's 3 8:30s, 1 8 a.m., and then 1 10 a.m. So it's not that bad. But yeah, it's going to be a adjustment for sure. Sparkle KM, thank you for the 11 months. I appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. Casey threw the wall. I mean, yeah, a lot of people I assume would have had to throw it for Sam to win.
They had the rock climbing grip as well, and they had a little stump that they had to put their feet on, so it wasn't like they could assume the wide leg stance.
We were watching the wall comp yesterday, and America was, I'll be honest, she was saying this a lot. She's like,
no, I said it
they have to spread their legs.
I said it twice.
Not spreading their legs. It was on loop.
I said it twice, literally.
It was the most like melodic, nice to listen to broken record. Morgan refusing to change her strategy was so annoying. Well, she knows the wall comp. If they gave her a normal wall comp, nothing could stop her.
Yeah, it's like you think that you have to be like solid and just like sturdy, but you actually have to, like move around and change grips and.
Yeah,
Anyway.
she definitely slipped. Y'all are coping. Maybe she did slip. She also had no chance to win. Thoughts on Riley? No exit interviews is lame. But it's probably the right choice from CBS, right? Like, they don't want to fuck with that. You know what I mean? Like, these would not have been good exit interviews for CBS's press department. And CBS cares about, that kind of thing. Not a lot you can do when you choose a posture. Look, I was not good at the wall comp. I was blank middle of the pack, and we had like Suri and Felicia. The only people I beat on the wall were really America and Mimi, and I barely beat Mimi. And I think Mimi fell right after America. So yeah. But I will say, watching the wall, shout outs to Vince. I'm sorry. People say I'm up Vince's ass. Maybe I am. I'm rooting for the guy. I want Rachel to win. My second person I want the most is Vince. Look, I didn't like the way he was pouting during Ava's HOH, but it's super normal to be bitter. And I think even when he is bitter, he still tries really hard. And he took a big swing. He won HOH when he needed to. It looked like he could have won this comp 3 times over. I'm just really impressed, I think, with Vince as a player, and I'm really impressed with Rachel as a player. The fact that she's not the initial target on a Vince HOH after she got her target out, there's not that much to criticize about how Rachel's played these past 2 weeks. I mean, look, there is a lot to criticize, but it all worked out, and it worked out because of her work. So, like, what are you going to do? I think she made mistakes, and then she did damage control better than I ever could have imagined. And there's a lot of stuff happening around her, of course. Everyone has their own mind and allies and intentions and ambitions and stuff. But we know what Rachel was trying to get this entire week, and she got it done. It'll be a bad move to have Kelly up there as an option. I feel extremely, extremely strong about this. Vince should target Rachel, and Rachel should target Vince. I think it's extremely likely whoever gets the other one out first, either the other one will win or their close ally will win. I think if Vince gets Rachel out this week, Vince or Morgan is the likely winner. And I think if Rachel gets out Vince next week, Rachel, Will, Ava, someone like that is the likely winner. So I really, really believe that Vince should target Rachel in a backdoor, but I don't think he will. And I think it's a mistake. And I'm telling you, I don't think Rachel would make that mistake. I think Rachel will pull the trigger on Vince at the first chance she gets. The thing is, will she get a chance? That is a funny strategy, Labs. Ava's It Is What It Is getting old. 100%, but I'm not complaining about Ava right now. She pulled through for us yesterday. Now here's the thing. Rachel, how do you guys feel right now about Rachel this week? Because my understanding of things is Vince seems to be targeting Mickey with a very open mind to backdooring Rachel, depending on how the veto shakes out. If he needs a replacement nom, and he's more than likely going to need a replacement nom, I think Rachel makes a lot of sense. She needs to not try and save Mickey. I don't think she will, because why would she? Did you see that Ava said, "Get away from me" to Rachel? I did not, but that's hilarious. Mickey asking to host the veto. Yeah, America showed me that yesterday. That cracked me up. But you have to understand, like, Rachel today is looking so much better than Rachel yesterday halfway into the wall. Halfway into the wall comp, I was like signing Rachel's eviction notice. Lauren, Catherine, Kelly. Like, this is the best case scenario, because even if Rachel's on the block now, she could have votes off the block to help her. She could. Keanu is is gone. I understand that. But I think if it comes to voting to evict or keep Rachel, depending on who she's next to, she stands a chance. But she still has Ashley Will. Ava would very likely be on the block. Maybe she wouldn't be. Morgan seems to be fighting for Rachel. You only need, 5 votes, 4 votes, and the tiebreaker. I assume if Vince puts up Rachel, he won't break the tie to keep her. It's early pop punk. I'll be honest, I did not even know that pop punk music was playing. Because my headphones are not working for Spotify right now. So which part are we in? Are we in the chorus? Because I love this song, but... Our marriage is saved. Now it's call for a toast, so pour the... Am I on the right track? No?
I can't tell. I can only hear your voice.
Oh. Well...
Wait, hold on.
Well, in fact, we're all looking at this and I'm about to see my marriage was saved. So let's call for a toast. So pour the champagne. All right. Well, I don't need to do the whole song to prove that I'm a real one. Was Cory alive when these songs were released? Why do you bring negative energy to this chat? I'm very old and even more mature. Jacksonia gifting a tier 1 sub to Hey Bub. Thanks, Jacksonia. And thanks, Hey Bub, you leech. But I hope you're doing all right. Hope you're doing well, Hey Bub. Okay. Let's talk about something. Let's talk about The Amazing Race. I saw someone mention, am I under NDA? Probably, right? I don't know. They send you emails, you sign stuff. But I'm happy to answer whatever questions you have about not spoilery stuff. Full disclosure, America and I were recording a podcast, and then Amazing Race got brought up, and it got a little bit contentious, and then we didn't release the podcast.
Well, you said I couldn't say a bunch of stuff that I wanted to say. I couldn't leak things. Sorry.
America was saying things that I didn't think she should say, and then I was getting frustrated just about the whole thing about Amazing Race, and it just kind of made a negative vibe for the podcast. Did you and Zach know ahead of time you'd be alternates? No, I assume when everyone got the call that they were on, that's when we got the call we were alternates. I think we did get strung along a bit, and there's a lot of circumstances in terms of what happened. In terms of what, were we the first alternate? Were we the second alternate? Why were we not replacing other... there's a lot of, politics and stuff there that I'm privy to some of it, not privy to others. It was just very frustrating when you see the entire cast, and you're like, I don't think we ever had a chance of getting on, so it feels like they were wasting our time. Just looking at the cast, Tucker is so obviously on the cast, and he deserves to. It's Tucker. Come on, he was as big of a lock as anybody. Jag and Jazz are perfect for The Amazing Race. Say what you will about if you enjoyed Jag on Big Brother, but Jag and Jazz are the epitome of a good Amazing Race team, not just in terms of how, good they'd be at the race, but representation. They really have such a close bond. Their relationship is interesting to follow. Jag, not to mention he's a winner. Jazz, I'll be honest, I think Jazz might be better reality TV casting than Jag, and Jag's really good. You know what I mean?
Jazz would be so fun on Big Brother.
Jazz would be hilarious on Big Brother. He would probably be a train wreck, but he'd run the house for 2-3 weeks. So, I think they make sense. Joseph and Adam, I think, are one of the more questionable ones, just in the context of, Joseph obviously didn't play a massive role on BB24, but I fucking love Joseph. He's one of my favorite people from this community. He's so funny. It's almost annoying. And if you watch the feeds for 24, like America did, you know how fun he was. So, I have no problems with that choice. Enzo, I could do without Enzo and Tucker. I think they're the same role. They do the same thing. Everyone knows, is there a world where Enzo wins The Amazing Race? Probably not, right? Kind of feels like a waste, but what are you going to do? I liked Enzo a lot in Big Brother 12. I was very excited for him to be on Big Brother 22. I thought that was a very inspired choice. I was impressed by him for the most part in BB22, in some ways and not in others. But...
Yeah, the music's kind of loud, babe.
It's fine. I literally don't even hear it. I'll lower it.
Oh, but for them.
But yeah, that I thought was a confusing one. And then is there one more set of brothers? I don't think so. So, it feels like we were just destined to be the alternates, and I think it's a puzzling choice just in the context of like there wasn't that much Big Brother 25, and I feel like Zach is probably a lot more interesting than a lot of other relatives, just because of course he's been cast within his own right, and you guys know Zach, so I just think that I think it was a misstep from casting, but it's fine. What are you gonna do? And here's the truth, and like I do think the Amazing Race would be a transformative experience. It'd be so fun, all that stuff. I really wish I had that opportunity. Of course, I'm not particularly interested in watching the upcoming season, and I don't know if you all will believe me. It's your choice. Um, it has nothing to do with bitterness. It's kind of just the fact that it's the Amazing Race and it's 90 minutes is kind of crazy. Yeah, like say what you will about 90-minute Big Brother episodes, 90-minute Survivor episodes. Amazing Race is not a show that needs to be 90 minutes. So, you know, I get they're doing that. Izzy is inspired casting. I was very surprised they went in that direction, but it does make a lot of sense. Obviously, her and Paige are a unique pairing. And I know what makes me the happiest. I know how big of fans of The Amazing Race, at least Izzy is. I'm not certain about Paige's fandom. I'm sure through Izzy, she's quite a fan. But on a cast where I bet like very few people have ever watched the show except maybe one season in preparation, I think it's cool, especially for Amazing Race fans, to have someone there who probably does appreciate the opportunity beyond just like another chance at TV. I appreciate it, Denub. I just want to say like, don't even talk about it in that context. Like, it's not helpful. I don't want to be like goaded into saying something because it's putting anything out there is always a bad idea. I promise.
Also, apologizing, like, we're fine. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm so sorry. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, you didn't do anything. It's fine. Friendship ended with Keanu. He can go now. If he's going to work Contra to Rachel. I still like Keanu in the house. I still think he's funny. There's still people I would like to go before Keanu. And call me a hopeless romantic or a hopeless platonic romantic. I think him and Rachel can work things out as allies. I think they could figure things out. And also, like, I stand by this, and this might be pure delusion. I think if Rachel's HOH, she doesn't target Keanu, and if Keanu wins HOH, I don't think he targets. You know what I mean? I think Keanu. It seems like he's more likely to target Rachel, but I just think they're not going to go after each other directly. But Labs, even that message is super unhelpful. Super, super unhelpful. So. Got trigger happy. You know how Katie is. You're fine, Labs. I view Rachel and Keanu like siblings. It is funny because people talk about like Rachel is this, in some ways, like a motherly figure. It's like Keanu's 35. How old's Rachel? 44? 45? Like,
I don't think they're actually shipping them.
no, not actually shipping. I'm saying like it feels like a mother-son dynamic because Keanu seems so young.
But no, they feel like the same age because
Rachel's 40. Yeah, I think Keanu to me feels like he's younger than 35 just watching him because he looks like a.
Not youthful energy though. I feel like it's like a siblings thing.
I feel like Keanu wobbles around the house like a big baby. Like on the wall, I thought he looked so funny covered in slime. Don't age Rachel. I mean, it kind of speaks to how young she was on BB12. I just figured after 15 years. How old was she on 12? Was she 23 or something? Finding out Keanu's a stepdad surprised me. Oh, I had no idea. He's probably a really fun stepdad. She was 25 on 12? I guess that makes sense. I fear if slash when Vince rats out Keanu, it's beyond repair. Yeah, but I think you'd rather Rachel know that information so she can act accordingly. Also, that would be good because that would like really be a weapon for Rachel to turn Keanu on Vince. You know what I mean? Like if Vince goes to Rachel and says, "Hey, all this shit," Rachel shouldn't do this because Vince is HOH. But if she survives the week, she could then go to Keanu, expose that, and hopefully win Keanu back. temporarily because it's Vince, or it's Keanu rather. Mickey saying Rachel should be 40 at home with her husband and children. Mickey's literally 35. Rachel had a husband, children. BB win 3. We all like Rachel, but here's the thing. I don't feel the need to dunk on Mickey. I feel like we know what that is at this point. Like, Mickey is what she is. She's going to face the music when she gets evicted, and that probably will be this week. And she'll just keep going on and on. Can someone explain to me why she kept Morgan? You remind me of Ben Shapiro. That's a ban.
That's awful.
What a crazy thing to say to someone else. Outside of being Jewish and having a high opinion of themselves, I don't see it.
You do movie reviews.
What do you say?
You do
Do.
movie reviews.
Oh. Well, I will say, BB27 is way too woke. Way too woke. Allison Grodner Clinton. Who's your player insert this season? I mean, it's Vince, obviously. It could have been Adrian if Adrian didn't play how Adrian plays. But it has to be Vince. I mean, playing the middle, everyone knows he's a rat, but, like, can't deal with him just yet. He's better at comps than me. I'll give him that. But with this kind of wall, I win that. Easy. Come on. If I really needed it, what do you guys think would happen? Did you compare your wall comp tier list with the results? Well, I put Keanu as the favorite, which I think was a reasonable choice. I put Kat and Lauren in the maybe tier. The only thing I was way off about was Morgan. Morgan tricked me. I said Morgan was a contender, basically the second most likely.
Fuck.
I underestimated Ava a bit. Ava did pretty well.
Yeah.
I thought Ava would be one of the first out. So I underestimated Ava, slightly overestimated Keanu. I get obviously underestimated Vince, but Vince was still in that maybe category for me.
OMG Ashley.
Ashley was terrible. And you guys were kind of telling me that. I should have seen that. That there were signs that Ashley would be really bad at the wall.
So annoying. She's just so annoying where she's like, someone fall off. Like,
her and Kelly.
Already lost if you're, 5 minutes in asking people to jump.
I was having a lot of trouble with Kelly on the wall. She was pissing me off.
Oh, she's annoying.
So right now, what do noms look like? What do we see so far? Is it Mickey for sure? Is it looking Ava Kelly right now? Rachel backdoor is like the idea, or at least like the most likely outcome. Mickey, Ava, Kelly. I don't hate those noms for Vince. Kelly's made it clear she's against him. Fuck it. That's not that important to Vince. Vince needs to lock in Keanu and Morgan. That's his key. If Vince has Keanu, Morgan, and Lauren, I don't care about Catherine and Kelly. And if he could forge something with Catherine right now, because he could just go to Catherine and say, Catherine, like, I love Riley. I was crying in the DR. Morgan's my person in this house. Like, obviously I'm not as close to Morgan as you were to Riley, but, like, that's my person, and I had to protect her, and I'm sorry. And just make sure next week Catherine targets Rachel. Vince could be in great shape. Does Rachel really want Mickey to stay this week? I think Rachel probably wants whatever Vince doesn't want. They're just wired against each other. Ashley could be a potential renom. I think Rachel is such a better choice for Vince. But maybe. I love that Julie didn't even tell the producer she's about to do a fake out. I'm sure she got the instructions in her ear. It's just the fact that people aren't on the same page is crazy. So, Caskman, it appears that the votes right now, or the noms are going to be Mickey, Ava, Kelly. Renom is ambiguous. I guess it could be Kat. It could be Rachel. It could be Ashley. I think Rachel seems most likely to me because we're getting to that point of the game where I just think it's the right move. But good for Keanu, avoiding the block a few weeks in a row. I mean, look, he got Rachel and Vince HOHs, which are about as good as he could have hoped for. But, like, Catherine wouldn't have put him up. Kelly wouldn't have put him up. He's kind of in a fine position. The problem is if any of Rachel's people won HOH, he was fucked. Will, Ava, Ashley, people like that. Your reaction when Ava voted Riley out was hilarious. It wasn't as good as Taryn's reaction. Jesus Christ, I've never seen him enter that gear. I said Vince let the demon out. Taryn let the demon out last night. What episode of Dexter are you on? We're on season 3. Miguel Prado is very upset about Ellen, and we'll see where that goes. How do you guys feel about Vinny the Grip? I'm trying to have it catch on. I think Vinny the Grip is pretty good. Do you think Vince rats Keanu out or holds it? He should not rat Keanu out. That would be a really bad move, I think. Not yet. I think he should hold for now. If he ends up backdooring Rachel, do it. But if he's trying to play the middle right now, there's no reason to do it yet. That's not CBS friendly. Vinny the lip, flip, and grip. I like that. Vinny the tip. I don't like that one. Never mind. Never mind. Did you see all the bar watch parties on TikTok cheering when Riley was evicted? It's like Game of Thrones. It's funny. Send it to Robin Chappelle for the slop that like Vinny the Grip. No, I'm just going to get a catch on. It's going to become a thing. Does anyone know a banner plane company? Are they going to find that secret room ever? Oh, there is a secret room, right? They said that at the start.
Of the episode?
No, at the start of the season.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
I assume it's going to be like a twist for 1 week. It's not going to be like you could find it whenever. It'll probably be their final 8 bullshit they always do. You know what I mean? When they do that goofy-ass twist. Was the secret room not just the bedroom? Yeah, that's a possibility. I don't know. It feels like a secret room kind of season, you know? Secret room will happen when Rachel's on the block. You actually might have a point. It's honestly... Here's the thing. With the season's rigged for Rachel stuff, I think that's silly. I think that's wrong. I think there is more evidence that things have been rigged for Rachel in the past than any house guest in Big Brother history. So I do get the skepticism, but I'm always pushing against that. I don't think the season is rigged. They should give him an iPhone. I'm sure it's an iPod Touch with no cellular service or what, you know. It's probably like a brick minus music, but... What are your thoughts on Will's chances of winning? They're fine, not great. Look, Vince came out of his HOH saying the 4 people I'm not touching and included Will in that list for some fucking reason, so good on Will. He really went from perennial pawn to he can't touch the block. I just don't know people's respect levels for Will. I think they do respect him as a person, as a player. I'm not sure. But he's in that weird spot where he's so beloved that no one's going to take him to the end, and he can't take himself to the end in all likelihood. He did pretty well in this endurance comp, but he still got second to last, right? I'm glad his chocolate drop is the next family segment. It's a great choice. I think after that, they probably go to Ava, would be my guess. Maybe Vince, if they feel like Vince is starting to become a likely winner. I see Will getting 4th. Yeah, I see Will getting 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. It feels like that's his spot. Ashley on Slop is going to be fun. Fun is one word for it. She might turn on Rachel. Knowing Ashley, who could say? Is Unlocked tonight? No, Unlocked is on Sunday, I believe. Along with the HOH episode. I think Will is the Chemo of the season. I think Will is playing a much stronger game than Chemo to this point. Because Chemo was pretty subservient to his allies and was in love with Tucker. Whereas Will doesn't have as much baggage associated with him.
No, he's self-interested.
Can't spread some secrets, Mountain. Rachel's cooking all her slop for her. That's very sweet of Rachel. What are the chances that Will's taking the final 2 and wins because of bitter jurors? I don't think it would even have to be for bitter jurors. You know, I think it could just be they like Will. And whoever he's next to is not going to have a crazy impressive game because no one has one this season. I think if they make it to the end, Rachel will have a crazy resume. Vince will have a pretty crazy resume. Maybe Morgan could build something up just because of how much she games. But I think there's no, huge jury threat of the other, 7, 8 people. Can your brother counter Boston Rob for Unlocked? Here's the thing. Boston Rob is going to be a good guest. It's just kind of annoying that he's on Big Brother, because he doesn't care about the show. He probably actively dislikes the show. Will y'all be doing Unlocked on Sunday? Of course. We always cover Big Brother Unlocked. Get Amber for Unlocked. God. I'm imagining sending that DM. Hi, Amber. I don't know if you know about me. I'm Cory. Any hints on the guest for Unlocked? Do you guys want me to give you a hint on the air? That facial expression was your hint. Why is Unlocked Sunday instead of Friday? I don't know. Neither does production. Neither does Taylor or Derek. They just do things sometimes. But America and I do have a podcast appearance coming up with someone you guys probably like quite a bit. So that'll be fun. Football is on tonight. It's the start of college football, right? Bowie's podcast. I wish. What is it? Babes Behind the Beats? Is that it?
Oh, I loved it. Yeah.
That was a good time.
We did more than 30 minutes.
Oh my God. We spent so much time talking about nothing on that podcast. I feel like if Rachel goes this week and Vince is able to keep Lauren, Morgan, and Keanu loyal, it's GG game over, right? No, but it's looking good. It's looking hella good. Rob announced what you're doing last night for Unlocked. Fucked up. Rob always blowing up our shit. Well, who's to say Rob knows the truth? I keep a lot of things from Rob. When the next host is a bar exam and Ashley loses. That is a mean comment that I don't like, but it is pretty funny. Do you think production will shadow drop jury on them? No, it's going to be the final 9. This is the new status quo for Big Brother, and we should assume this is how it works now until they change it. The thing about Vince is just people simultaneously like know he's playing and respect him, but also have no respect for him as a threat. It's a pretty great position, and he's probably one of the better competitors, which is kind of crazy. That comment could come back to haunt Cory during a law exam. I'm going to be honest. I'm so unconcerned about passing the bar. I just have to pass. I've always been in pretty high percentiles. I think I'll pass.
It's so long from now, too.
Yeah, I don't know. Baby Mama was the guest on Quinn's episode of The Slop. Yeah. Quinn's so funny. Vince just said he was putting up Mickey, and she said, honestly, if I wanted you or Morgan gone, I have the votes. Her mind. She's a genius.
She just threatened him. I saw that.
I love that.
Is she the target? What's going on?
Yes. I think that's at least the target Vince is talking about. If Vince actually is thinking Rachel, I don't think he'd voice that to a lot of people.
Or to anybody.
Do you think they make jury shorter again to save money? I assume you don't mean, like, shorter than 7, right? Because that'd be pretty crazy. The final 3, that the last person's jury. This person plays Blood on the Clock Tower with Cory's brother occasionally. Sammy, how did you know? Do you stress day of test, though? No. I did for the LSAT a little bit because I was really out of practice. But yesterday I edited an essay for like an hour, and I was like, damn, I am smart. I feel pretty confident. I'm not good at a lot of things academically. I'm really not. I'm just a good writer. A good writer and a good speaker. And I know how to study. So, I just have to pass. That's all I got to do. Katie, just have some faith. Have some faith. I'm not concerned about that. Also, it's in 3 years, so maybe I will become concerned in 3 years. You know how to study the period cramp simulator? That was such a funny idea for stream, and then I realized I don't need to have a period cramp device to pull the same amount of viewers. Where's the competition place where they're playing the veto tomorrow? Is it somewhere on the lot? Well, so they have a different... So, okay, where do I start? The Blockbusters are in a warehouse next to the house where we filmed our social media content. So I know where that is, and that's just a huge empty warehouse next to the set. And then there is the basement, which is where we filmed all of our not in the backyard vetoes, which was that's short walk. What's it?
It's underneath the warehouse.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've never been able to orient myself in that way. This season, they have another location that I can't really identify. I think they're doing most stuff just in that warehouse, it seems.
It's that warehouse.
Yeah.
Quinn said that that's where they...
With a Blockbuster for sure, but are the vetoes there too? A lot of them?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how Lost stuff works. Will you be doing an internship or just schooling? The way Northeastern works is you do like conventional classes, like a semester, a normal school. for your first year, and then second year you do 1 semester of conventional schooling and then a co-op, which could be working a job, internship, shadowing an attorney, something like that. And that is all you do for that semester. So, the first year will be pretty conventional school. I'm not planning on picking up a part-time job. I'm just going to do the influencing stuff I've been doing. Maybe scale it back a little bit, but it's not like I stream a ton these days. This past week I've been going pretty hard just because law school's starting, so I want to get some streams in. Do you guys get blindfolded when you go to other sets? No. On the first day we were blindfolded a bit because it was busier on the set, but after that, the set's kind of empty. Maybe that was just COVID though. I already have both the tier lists up. HD, don't worry about it. I'll do those at the end of stream. Mickey's throwing Morgan under the bus. It's just like, that doesn't do anything for Vince. That's not, she has to throw Rachel under the bus. Like, that's the play.
Well, Morgan already did it first,
Yeah. And Morgan's been Vince's closest ally, or one of his closest allies, for weeks. Like, it's just a lot of momentum you have to fight against. Do they pay for internship in terms of if you want to do an abroad one? They give you a stipend, but I'm sure their funds are relatively limited. It's not like they're going to cover everything. But if I stay in Boston, I think I could get a stipend of some sort. Whereas if I want to go do if I want to shadow Bowie Jane the barrister in Australia, I feel like they would try to help accommodate me in whatever way I could, but I don't think they'd be paying for all of it. But no, I don't think law school has a crazy amount of homework. It's a lot of reading. Reading is really what it comes down to, and a lot of studying for the final exams. It's not like a ton of assignments every day, What's up, Cory? You're my favorite on your season. Thank you. Must have been a painful season to watch, but I do appreciate the support, Celeron. According to my drama-related law TV shows, all the students dress very formal. Is that true to life? I don't care if it's true to life. I'm showing up day one in a suit. Here's what I'm going to do. Day one, suit, jacket, dress shirt, tie, no pants or underwear. I walk in, immediately start talking about my time on TV. Half of being a lawyer is asserting your legal dominance. And that's something I know how to do. Winnie the Pooh, attorney at law. 8:30 a.m. Northeastern. Be there. Pink suit. I'll call my bottom half the pink suit. No pants is crazy. I feel like wearing pants would be crazy. Like, what, am I just going to go in there and admit that, widow old Cory? No. Those days are past me. What, I use crayons? I get crayons at the restaurant? Shut the fuck up, Cameron. I'm unaffected by that kind of vitriol, though. I'm very secure in my maturity and age and the level of respect I get. That's the great thing about me. Everything just rolls off my back. Do you think Rachel is allowed to talk to her stylist when she's getting ready for the live episode? That's a funny fan fiction idea. That Rachel goes into the DR2 and her stylist is there. If you haven't seen How to Get Away with Murder, you'll be hooked in the first 10 minutes. Have you ever seen it?
I watched it, yeah. I watched up until... What was his name died in the fire?
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
It's unbelievable.
You're never going to watch it.
It's a talent of America's.
Also, I don't know if he comes back, but it's the guy from Harry Potter. He's the main guy. I think it's...
Why do you keep going?
You're never going to watch it.
I'm like, America can't help but spoil things. You're like, it's barely even a spoiler. I mean, he's the lead. Oh my god.
It'll be fun, though. I don't really remember, though, so I don't know.
She spoiled it for the whole chat. Do you think it would...
It's so good, though. It's so good, though.
Do you think it would negatively affect my relationship if I timed out America for 10 minutes in chat? Do you think that would have outside ramifications? I'm looking in America's face. I think it will. LOL, and then she says, I don't really remember. Well, that is true, because we watched TVD, and, like, she did not know the sequence of events at all. It was pretty, at least in that like final season or two. What was funny is America told me with TVD, she's like, I watched up to season like 6. It's like once Elena leaves, I stopped watching. And then as we watched season 7, she's like, I've seen this. And then season 8, she's like, I've seen this. I'm like, you've seen the entire show.
I did watch the entire show.
Because she knew about like the sirens, and that's season 8. But I guess it's just like less nostalgic. Do you think all recruits become super fans after their own seasons? I could tell you're asking in like a genuine way, but it is a hilarious question because absolutely not. I think it's happened with like one recruit ever. Kat Dunn genuinely is a super fan of the show. Someone like Jag keeps up with it to a legitimate degree. Taylor obviously stays involved. Bowie was kind of into it before. Like, Bowie wasn't a recruit, as far as I understand. No, she actually just wasn't a recruit. She applied. But I don't think she was, like, a big fan or anything. She mostly watched BB Australia. Majority of the time, the first 2-time HOH gets 4th place. What a silly stat. Kat was a recruit. Kat is, like, the epitome of a recruit. Like, from Texas, cheerleader, pageants. Like, she's, like, this archetype is recruited every season. It's just Kat then fell in love with the show and has become like an awesome community member. Hosted a watch party yesterday, right? I think that's what Quinn went to. Leah's been really into the seasons, been watching feeds. I had no idea. Good for Leah. Hope she's doing all right. I know she's had a turbulent online experience, I think, for the past however long. We're not really friends or anything, but you know. We talked to her once at Over the Edge. She was very nice. Felicia, right? She was a casual fan who then got really involved, but she applied still. Mickey telling Vince he's at the bottom of their alliance. Say what you will about Mickey. She tries. Chelsea gets eaten up on Twitter every day, and she fights back, and I like that. I can't say I agree with all of Chelsea's takes, but I do appreciate the energy. Felicia on chat BCC sends me. Felicia on chat BCC, there was one message that rubbed me the wrong way. It was a little bit misogynistic. And then you just gotta, I guess, keep in mind being like, yeah, it's Felicia. Without Riley, Kat has no game. And then talking about Vince. Without Vince, Lauren has no game. And it's like, come on, Felicia. we don't have to do this again. Like Felicia plays 100 seasons of Big Brother. It works out the same way every time with my archetype. Any showman's just going to have the same exact perspective. Because, like, Riley is such a terrible player and strategist. She's like, without Riley, Kat has no game. It's like, you could make the argument that neither of them have any game. But the idea that Riley's, like, running Kat's game is so funny. I love Felicia, but she has some wild takes. You just take her for what she is. Like Felicia's dynamite casting. I'm a big fan of hers. It's just like you shouldn't excuse someone having stupid takes and opinions and whatever. But I think it's just one of those things. What are you gonna do? This is Brent Champagne 2.0. Put Mickey in a box where she will waste the whole week talking about the social mastermind thing and never actually campaign to stay. I wonder if any players in the house know who Brent Champagne is, including Rachel.
Absolutely not.
He really occupies a very small place in Big Brother history.
What did he say? I remember his Julie interview when he gets evicted was so uncomfortable because he tried to play it off like he knew.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, like I could tell. I knew I was leaving, and he had like no clue. It was so awkward.
Morgan talked about Brent the other day. I think Morgan's more locked in than we'd like to admit.
No, I think Morgan did her homework.
Yeah.
That's it. So it's very fresh.
I was like, shout outs to Brent talking himself off the block week 1. He's my brother in that way. But outside of that. It is so funny. BB23 has birthed some of the most, I don't want to say forgettable house guests because that seems harsh, but like, because of how dominant the cookout was, so many other players just had nothing to do on the season. Like, Whitney had nothing to do.
Well, outside of, like, Derek X,
Claire,
and even Sarah Beth, like, you know what I mean?
Would you throw Alyssa in there? She just lasted a long time, so it feels like she's more in the culture. But besides Adrian, Vincent, Lauren, I'm not sure if anyone actually applied. Yeah, Adrian did apply, right? It's just because how the hell would they find him otherwise? But it is bizarre to me. I think how I can't wrap my brain around Adrian, just like who he is as a player. Ava applied. That does not surprise me. Applying doesn't mean you're a fan, right? My guess for like the bona fide recruits, I don't need to pull up the cast. I can remember these off the top of my head.
Well, like Ava's whole thing is her brother's a fan.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, what's this? And he's like, you should apply. And she's like, okay.
Well, I would say the who's Taryn stuff is the least consequential piece of information we've gotten. America had no idea who Taryn was because it's like one side of the internet, one side of Big Brother social media.
I don't listen to podcasts ever.
Yeah, like I don't think not knowing Taryn is a nail in the coffin. You're clearly lying about being a fan. Adrian's huge. Yeah, no, Adrian's like 6 foot, right? 6'1", which I guess isn't huge, but it's all relative. I would say I know like 15 of Morgan's streamer friends. That's nice. Who's it, Taryn? When he's in a call with him is hilarious. That is embarrassing. A poor guy.
That is crazy.
But Zay seems like a transplant to me. I think Amy had to, when I say transplant, like probably was on other, like in the mix for other shows and then ends up on Big Brother. So it's like kind of a recruit, kind of not. Kelly actually would be really good on Destination X. Did you hear that? She applied to Destination X.
Oh, she did?
That would have been funny.
Oh my God. She would have been insane.
America's the biggest Destination X truther out there. She loves it.
I love the show. I didn't finish the finale, but I know who won.
Okay, spoilers for Destination X. Spoilers. Everyone get out of chat. I'll wave my arms when I'm done with spoilers. All right, 3, 2, 1. It's on you now.
The old guy won.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Okay, the older dude.
I did not want Biggie to win. Hated him.
I was certain it would be the Southern guy. But that's sick. Uh-oh, where's she going? Uh-oh.
Hi, Molly. How are you? Wait, hold on.
All right, waving the arms, waving the arms. Spoilers done.
How are you?
Oh, it's Molly on the phone.
Hi. Hi, how was the first week of middle school?
Damn, what are you guys typing that Mike had to delete 9 of your messages?
What's your favorite class? What's your favorite class, Molly?
I guess just keep spoilers out of the chat is the purpose.
Oh, okay, that's good. Oh.
Does it annoy anyone else when Julie asks who's responsible for your eviction, then answer myself? Yeah, it pisses me off. That was what Cameron answered. You think it's like so humble. It's like, I think the humble... okay, this is my take. I think saying that you're the reason you were evicted is arrogant. Is more arrogant than saying someone else's name.
Oh, y'all are watching.
You know what I mean?
Right, where are you watching?
Because it's like you can't give anyone else credit. It's not like a negative question. Oh, it's all fucking Rachel's fault. It's not that. It's like, honestly, Rachel got me.
She wanted to show. Molly just called.
You want to say hi to chat?
She wanted to show the setup.
I'm going to kill myself. Look at this setup. On the big TV. Can you show the screen? Show the TV screen. Show the TV screen. Okay, you're just not listening to me. Well, anyways, bye, Mom.
Bye.
These Gen Alpha kids, brains are rotted. You're on the Jumbotron. It's so embarrassing. Fuck, bitch, shit. I hope that taught you a lesson, Molly. Turn off the TV.
She has her friends over, too. She had 2 friends over.
Shout out to Arden. Hope you're doing well. If you're there. Take me off the big screen. Can we talk about Riley throwing the blockbuster? Oh, I'd be happy to. So funny. So Brendan did say Rachel wants to have a stylist for the episodes. So funny. Jerry! How are you, Jerry? Five gifty-roos? I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. I feel like viewership's been really strong recently. The subs have been slower, but I really do care about viewership more. It's been like... it's fun feeling like people are pumped up about the season. But I appreciate it, Jerry. Much love. Hope you're doing well. It's always nice to see you around. I respect all your opinions on social strategy. All of them is almost a bad take, but I appreciate it. But I will say, Diet Dr. Pepper over zero sugar is insane. I'm going to try it out. I haven't had zero sugar Dr. Pepper ever. I've had Coke Zero and Diet Coke, and I much prefer Diet Coke. But I'll try Dr. Pepper Zero. But I'm telling you, I got really good with my diet and gymming and my whole kind of routine once I started drinking diet soda. I tried to cut off soda entirely from my life, and I could not do it. It made me want to eat more food, more fast food, stuff like that. When I started I basically gave up on soda. I said, fuck it, I'm going to drink diet soda and not feel bad about it. I started dieting. It became way easier. Started losing a lot more weight. It's just been so good. So that was, I think for me, what I've realized is like, if you're trying to quit something, you can't do it cold turkey, you know? And I'm not really trying to quit soda, but I was like, when I was really feeling like I was getting kind of overweight I was getting uncomfortable in my own skin in that way. I was like, all right, it's time to do something. I started eating crazy good, working out a ton, and not drinking soda, and I just couldn't do it. And literally just using soda, diet soda, I'm able to manage the other two easily. I need to work out more. I've replaced it with golfing, going to the driving range a lot. Damn, Jerry, I do miss golf because that's not a thing in Boston, obviously.
It is.
You see the comments on RHAP update critical of your background decor. I was so mad reading your message till we get to the end. Stop calling it a pediatrician's office. It pisses me off. They're like, did something change? Did Cory start working at a middle school? Like, what the fuck? Is it just the stools? It's the stools, right? The game room's not a good look either. I'll give it that. The pediatrician office was actually a really good, diss. That cracked me up. America and I were cracking up about that. It's the arts and crafts. Oh, yeah. Actually, it is your fault, America. It's the fucking shade.
My little...
That is something you only see in elementary school. Who's in charge of allowing people into chat BCC? Like some of the most random people. How do you think this process is, Labs? Do you think it's like we screen every alum to decide if they're worthy? If any BB alum who doesn't have a rancid history wants in, they can join. It's not an exclusive club. So, like, I just saw Adam responding to some comments, and I was like, Adam, why are you not a host? Don't say that to Nub. That's rude. That's not a nice thing to say. Like, I don't think irrelevant is just a sense of time. It's true, it's not true, and I'm going to time you out because some of these people are my friends. You don't get to double down on that one. But basically, like, the reason why someone from BB13 is irrelevant and someone from BB25 is not irrelevant is because of time. It's very simply like a time scale. It's been 15 years. Did you guys invite BB12 Annie? Invitation must have gotten lost in the mail. But if she wants to be in, she's in. If they're invested in the season, it's great to see them. Guys, you understand if, like, Adam and Ronnie typed less, that wouldn't cause Brittany, Haynes, and Rachel to type more, right? It's not like there's a message quota, and once we hit the quota, no more messages. Need Dan Giesling in chat BCC? He doesn't watch the show.
Yeah, it's literally who's watching. Like, that's the criteria. Who's watching and who wants to join.
Get Matt Hoffman on chat BCC. I think Matt... Here's the thing. I'll be down. I think Matt does have that ability to turn things pretty negative, and he's hilarious. But, like, the one thing I don't want is for it to become a toxic platform. You know what I mean? Like, if it ever becomes a place where it feels like really negative and like the other social media platforms, I think it has to go. Which, like, there's some people who I have not vetoed because they haven't, like, asked in, but if they ask in, I would say no. And I kind of am in a position to say no because America and I were kind of organizing a lot of things. Verify Adrian. Oh, is Adrian in?
Oh, is he
Of
in there?
course. Yeah, I mean, Adrian, of course. But like, if someone's going to bring a lot of negativity to the chat, no. And like, Brendan calling Derek scumbag, that's funny. That's always the cat. If it's funny enough. But how do we get Drew from BB5? Our connection to every Big Brother 5 house guest is through Quinn. Quinn has the little link up to some of these older school alum. Evil Dick's a great example. I would not accept Evil Dick in the chat. I'd veto that. Absolutely.
Which one? Hold on. Where's Adrian at?
Kevin Jacobs, please. He has an open invitation. I've talked to him about it. Essentially, he's like, I'll do it if you want me to do it. And I was like, okay, well, hit me up when you want to do it. But I don't think he's caught up with the show yet. I think he's a little bit behind. Who's the shadow owner of the app? There's no shadow owner. His name is Zach. We have very good chats with him. How is Turner the most negative and he isn't even that negative? Turner has his bit. Cory, if you have any power, please tell them to make us a channel that works the same way the live feed does, but for episode discussion. Because once episodes air, people kind of start clashing in there. I'll ask. I'll float the idea, but
No, I mean they just implemented the live feed chat, so like.
but they're saying like basically create an episode chat.
Yeah, they probably can do that.
Yeah, we could. You could text if you want right now. I could text after. Turner's playing a character. I love Turner. I'm sorry, you guys can't. You guys can't have me turn on Turner. He's that's my guy.
I think this is him.
Who's Turner? It's Matt now. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Turner and Andy are the same. It's like, all right, what are you gonna do? Turner's new haircut. I kind of dig it. He looks like Gecko from Valorant. A dark mode would go hard. All right, relax. I'm not about to give this guy a strategy session about all my proposed changes to his app. Matt Klotz made the Zally calendar. Why, Bryce? Why? I think this is one of those moments where we have to touch grass. if you're upset about Bryce associating with Matt Klotz for the Zaddy calendar, I think we got to get a job. And I get it. I've been sucked in that way too. But like, I think sometimes, Tropic, you have to say the sentence out loud in order to be like, I need to take a step back. Have you linked up with Kenny yet? Oh, Boston Kenny. I'm sure we'll see him soon. Hot roasted. I've been there, Tropic. No shame. But I will not be buying the Zaddy calendar in protest. So Bryce, if you're seeing this, you're dead to me. Mostly because why am I not on the Zaddy calendar? A me and Zach sibling thirst trap. A bit of a Nolan twins redux. This could be very powerful. I call October. I want spooky season. Is there a way to see top members post of the past hour/day? I don't know what that means.
I just added Adrian.
Let's go. You want to welcome him?
I already did.
Oh, cute. I feel bad about Adrian because, like,
The bread emoji going crazy.
I talk a lot of shit about Adrian as a player. Genuinely seems like a nice dude. Like a really nice guy. And I think we would get along. It's just, you know. I've never been so confused by a Big Brother player and the way they chose to play based on their archetype. It's so interesting to me. Like, there's no player like Adrian.
I think, babe, here's the thing, and we've talked about it all the time. Like, in the house, you can't fake it. Like, you can't fake who you are. You can fake it for the interviews, but once you're in there, it's like...
Yeah, but I guess what...
You can't control... Like, he's just an honest guy, you know? Or he's just...
Well, I guess the thing is, like, it doesn't confuse me how he got on the show. I get that. It's just like when he's on the show, being a fan, being that age and playing that way is rare. Usually the loyalty people aren't the 22-year-olds.
I'm telling you, it's because...
23-year-olds.
I'm not talking about casting, but I'm saying it's just who he is. Like, once you're in the house, whatever happened before, whatever preseason stuff he said before, doesn't even fucking matter. It's like, once you're in the house, self just comes out and that's it.
Yeah, look, I mean,
Like we've said before, like I play 100 times over, I play the same game.
but do you get what I'm
Melissa
saying? Where
plays
like,
the same game. Like there's no adjustment that we can make because our personalities are set.
what doesn't it seem in some ways that like Adrian was not performing or playing a character in there, but like it felt like he was shielding a part of himself. Because in Cam Talks, he was so different to what he was giving out to other house guests. So it was like a very intentional thing he was doing.
Yeah, but I think he's just shy.
That's a possibility.
It's a very intimidating experience.
You should give America a mic she can use off screen. No, we just can't help it. Like sometimes when she's doing a cameo, I'll just yell from the other side of the apartment because I want to get my points in. Welcome to the Black Parade is one of my favorite songs ever. Oh my God, where are we? Did we start the lyrics? When I was a young boy, my father took me. This is my karaoke song.
Oh no.
To the city.
Wait, we told them about the Rip Ride Rocket.
Oh, do you guys know the Rip Rod Rocket story? Okay, I'm going to tell just my part of the story. So, Rip Rod Rocket, it actually just got shut down at Universal Studios. It's a ride, one of the biggest roller coaster in that park. And you pick your song at the start. They have like maybe 16 songs to pick from in 5 different genres. Usually I go with No Doubt. They have like It's My Life or something in there. But I went with Welcome to the Black Parade. Okay. Love that song. One of my favorites. It was my most played song, I think 2020, 2021, something like that. Now, that song does not fucking work for this roller coaster because the Welcome to the Black Parade intro is like a minute and a half of dun, 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 dun. The ride is over. It never gets to I wanna send you healing through decimated dreams. We never even got to that part. Thank you, Katie. Interesting Vince/Ashley combo happening. It looks like noms are locking in Mickey, Ava, Kelly. Those are the noms that made the most sense the entire time. Whoa! I don't know why I enter like soy jack mode whenever I get subs, but thank you, Anonymous, for the 10 gifted subs. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Look at me. I'm just so good at commentating on Big Brother. People just throwing money my way. But I appreciate it, Anonymous. These streams have been very fun. They've, I don't know if they've been therapeutic, but they've been, like, reassuring that, like, it's all an echo chamber. We're just hanging out. Is Rachel a renom T? It's possible. But I really do appreciate it, Anonymous. I hope you or your cabal, your your organization, your squad, your group are doing well. Or if you're just one person. Thank you. So again, shout outs to Quinn. Appreciate it. For the 10 gifted. I heard Vince to the camera is considering nomming Rachel. He should be more than considering it. But if he doesn't backdoor Rachel, like, if he doesn't put her up initially, that opens up a lot of doors for Rachel to just stay regardless of what Vince wants. Because then the veto could be totally out of his hands, right? If Morgan wins the veto, is Morgan going to be willing to?
Nope.
Who's Vince going to house guest choice for the veto? Probably Morgan, right? Maybe Keanu if he just wants to build a relationship and Keanu's likely to win it. I don't know.
Keanu's been throwing Rachel under the bus all day.
Yeah. If she doesn't go home, he's so fucked. I think Vince should target Rachel as the optimal move. And if Rachel wins HOH next week, she should target Vince. I think it's just who shoots first.
Well, I don't know. I kind of want Mickey out this week because she's somebody that would go after Rachel. So I want Vince doing Rachel's dirty work.
Oh, it's not what I want to happen. I just think what they should do.
I know.
I desperately want. I want Kelly gone, to be honest.
I just want,
Mickey and Kelly are the first 2 on my hit list right now.
Kelly's so useless.
Kelly's just a waste of space in the house right now.
Not queen, but
Is she?
she's Latina.
I didn't know that. What's her last name? It's super Jorgensen. It's like European of some sort. I think Rachel definitely wins the blockbuster. These blockbusters have been like roll a dice. It's like maybe. I think if Rachel's competing against like Ava and Mickey, she has as good of a shot as anyone, you know? Even Kelly. Like, it's not like Kelly's. I think Kelly's competition prowess has been dramatically overstated. She's solid, but like Keanu completely turning on Rachel was the most predictable outcome after last night. I just don't think you could take those two seriously in the context of each other. You know what I mean?
They'll make up.
I think it's just going to be a big. It should be ebbs and flows until one of them is evicted.
But it's so good. Like, Riley being evicted is so great. Oh my god. Like, Keanu was up his ass.
I think, like, we have to be happy for what we have. The fact that Riley's out of this house, like America said, just opened up this season to a billion new possibilities. Here's the thing, and I really hope anything but this happens. If Rachel goes this week, the season still interests me. And there's still a lot of potential. And there's still a lot of interesting stuff that can happen. Whereas, if Riley was still here, Rachel gets evicted. Like, the season's kind of cooked for me. Because Riley has such an orbit around him. It would just be so boring. I mean, Mountain Doofus. Keanu is a guy's guy. That's been well established. But you know. Thank you, Kenzie, for the 9 months. I feel like you're always around, Kenzie. Only 9 months surprises me. No shame. Hey, I appreciate anyone viewing. But that does. I feel like you've been a very stable presence in chat. Look at Hamster Watch's new tweet. You guys just tell me. Announced Sunday's episode has been shortened from 8 to 9:30 instead of 8 to 10. Okay. I prefer that.
What is it?
So Sunday was going to be 2 hours with Unlocked. Now it's hour and a half.
I wonder, so what's happening with Unlocked?
I assume it's going to be an abbreviated Unlocked.
So no, I'm assuming no Riley interview.
That's what Katie said. They cut Riley's interview.
Yeah. But even then, Mini Unlocked is weird. Like, they spend, like 10 minutes talking about the draft. I hope they get rid of that.
Well, if they only have like 30 minutes to work with, because I assume they're not going to shortchange the Wall episode. You know what I mean?
So, yeah, an hour, 2 hours is too long.
I think they're going to treat it, this is my prediction, like college game day. Like like treating like the Wall is like the event, and they're going to talk about who's likely to win the Wall. I don't know. That's my prediction. I think that makes a lot of sense. But just the way that they talked about it on the episode, didn't it feel like that was the vibe? Would you do a Big Brother first in curse tier list? HD, you have to save some tier lists for...
Can I be at the top of that tier list?
We'll have to see who you're up against, but I think you have a good shot. All right. So let's do these tier lists and then get offline. We're not going to wait for noms. We feel like we know what the noms are. Replacement nom is the more interesting thing. Okay, so this is the Wall winners. We start with April. So I'm going to... this is purely vibes. There's nothing in my mind except vibes right now. April, B tier. That was a pretty fun HOH, April's HOH. So I'll give her that. Matt Hoffman, S tier. Any Matt Hoffman HOH is a fun HOH. Now, it's not like he did a very good job with this HOH. I mean, Matt Hoffman's game is weird, but definitely a fun outcome. Danny, oh, come on. Are you kidding me? A Danny HOH and BB13 probably gave us the same reaction as, like, Keanu winning the blockbuster. People were cheering, I'm sure. That's one of my favorite groups of underdogs ever. It was Danny, Kalia, Portia.
They're great.
That's an iconic alliance. And they kept winning HOHs, which was sick. And that's how you do it, folks. Is that what she said? It's kind of cool. Danielle, I'm going to say A tier, first of all, because she's... look, I don't use the word crazy, especially towards women. Spare it. Like, I don't like doing that. If I were to use it, perhaps here. But having Dan yelling at her, coaching her to win the Wall is hilarious. That was a really fun moment, especially kind of it was very full circle for Dan. You know what I mean? She had the longest Wall win. Badass. And she's back in the game, yeah. Alyssa. James. Honestly, James is an S tier Wall winner. I'm not a fan of James, but it was really, really funny. Alyssa's here, by the way. It's not that bad. James winning the wall and then breaking his promise immediately to Shelley and Clay is iconic. What a moment. That's one of my favorite wall. It's probably the most iconic wall comp outcome maybe ever. Just because of how dramatic that week was. That was great. Yeah. James did that one thing. Nicole, probably next to April. Nicole's fine. I've always liked Nicole and rooted for Nicole, but I don't have much to, Nicole is not exactly one for the theatrics, which is why she's a good player and maybe not everyone's favorite player to watch. Alex, genuinely in the mix for my least favorite house guest ever. Like, people talk about this cast being the worst ever. I think a close second is BB19. Paul carries it hard. I think the thing is Josh and Christmas are probably better than a lot of people on this season. Mark wasn't that bad. Elena wasn't that bad. But God, there was a contingent of players in that cast who were genuinely dreadful. Alex was really mean. Like, really mean. In, like, a righteous, annoying way. And I was really locked into BB19, which is why I have such strong feelings about her. I'm sure if I was watching BB 15, 16, 17 in that way, I'd have a lot of other strong opinions about players. But BB19 was potentially my most watched season in terms of, like, the live feeds and updates and Reddit and everything. Sam. I could not believe Sam won the wall. I mean, earlier in the stream, I was shocked by this, but I wasn't the biggest Sam fan. But I'm sure a Sam HOH is pretty good. Jackson Mickey, that's a terrible outcome. Let's be real. Derek X. I mean, you gotta love Derek X. You're rooting for him the whole time. The problem was with Big Brother 23. It's like there was no hope of disrupting the power structure. Like they were too locked in, so it probably wasn't as exciting. But just as like a Derek X fan, I'm sure it was a good time. Taylor, I'm gonna put exactly next to Derek X. Her HOH ends up being pretty terrible, but it was a very fun HOH and iconic that Taylor won the wall, of course. Everyone's rooting for her. The leftovers are fully established at this point. So I think her and Derek X are quite similar. Jared, I'm going to put in B tier. It was definitely the worst day of my life. But to Jared's credit, it was a crazy outcome. I mean, he needed it. He was going to be evicted if he didn't win this. HOH, very dramatic outcome. His game crumbled the night before. And at the end of the day, he evicted Cameron. So I think we can all appreciate Jared for this one moment. We got Cameron evicted, yes, and he never came back, of course. Should have been Bowie Jane. Trust me, I text Bowie about it every day. She's yet to fully apologize in person with a gift, so until then, I'm going to keep bringing it up. Jared, the Good Samaritan. Look, me and Jared may have our differences, but evicting Cameron, that's the one thing we agree on. Tucker, I think here. I was pulling hard for Quinn, but it was a pretty big HOH for Tucker to pull out. It was a super fun HOH comp with Tucker and Quinn dueling, knowing both of them would target each other. That's all you can ask for with a wall comp, is two people who know they need it competing against each other, and they were pretty evenly matched. I mean, Tucker did not look solid on the wall. Like, this HOH, Vince's win, was one of the biggest blowouts I've seen. Like, Vince really looked like he could have stood there for a while. But maybe he just, is able to feign composure. As you should do in an endurance comp. Vince, Vince, I think, is right here. Where it's like, this is a really good outcome. I thought it was a super fascinating HOH right after this crazy flip. Vince needed this win, and getting it creates a super interesting week to me. America and I were pulling for Vince once, some of our favorite people fell off the wall. And Vince winning really was best case scenario once we got to like the final 6 people on the wall, final 5 people. And I think Vince is a fascinating player to watch. When talking to Bowie, do you ever mention the 27? What are we talking about? Is it a bumper pool thing? 1 hour, 14-minute wall has been longest in years? Yeah. Oh, the tiebreaker? You mean 617. How dare you? I just love that she put 6 in front of it. It was just like...
No, she put a 0, right? Or
No, I think she put a 6 in front.
Oh, okay.
Are you streaming tomorrow night? Is there something tomorrow night? What's tomorrow night? Probably not. But is there like an event I should be streaming for? Oh, for the veto? Potentially I'll come back when the feeds are off for the veto for like an hour-long stream like this. I'm just asking, LOL, I have plans. But Katie, you're not... Go live your life. Like, you're fine. You don't gotta clock in. You're not getting salary. It's just whenever you have time. How many minutes are there in a week, Bowie Jane? 27. Well, look, hey. No shade. Bowie pulled that one off. But okay, that will be the stream. Longer than I thought. I thought it was going to be a flat hour, maybe 45 minutes. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you, Factor Meals. Last thing, check out Factor Meals. They're always supportive of the stream. Instead of just throwing money my way for no reason, you could actually get something out of it. And every sign up gets me a little bit more money, and you'll get food. So appreciate you guys. Try not to lose money for whoever you raid. Exactly. Not gonna raid anyone today, or any of the friends live. No, we're gonna record the Amazing Race thing over the next few days. We're just trying to do what we think is best. But appreciate you guys. Go see Naked Gun this weekend. We should see a movie, actually. We got to get our AMC, what is it, A-list?
A-list, yeah.
And we do have the BB wall in the apartment. It's right around this corner. You can't see where I pointed, but it's literally